Hello, everyone. This is Toby, the Galactic Intuitive. We're talking about the weightlessness of ascension. Now, you may have seen my most recent post that was a link to a new blog, and the first entry is around this concept of the weightlessness of ascension. Now, if you've already read that, please stick around because I've got some additional information, which is why I'm here in video form. Some additional information on why this is occurring and how it's impacting our energetic body. And so that information I've just received over the last 24 hours. Just to summarize around the weightlessness of ascension, if you have not seen that blog post, I'm going to link it down below. So if you want to check out the full thing, please do. Please sign up for updates, the newsletter, where you will be notified of new posts and upcoming events. In addition, I know I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself here, but I am going to be hosting a live workshop on this topic and how we can work with this and tools and things that I've utilized. I'm actually already have experienced this and have been experiencing it. And so it's time that I share with you guys what I've learned and things that have worked for me, because as indicated by my guides, this is going to begin occurring. They were saying in July. I'm feeling like some of you are probably already experiencing it now. Another thing I want to point out is if you're reading these transmissions, watching these transmissions, listening in, connecting with these, there are attunements that are happening through the frequencies, the energies of these messages. That is a huge part of the reason for me to be here delivering this to you, is to serve as the conduit for those attunements. To, if you're interacting with them from an open heart space, and if you're resonating with them, sometimes the resonance comes after you've actually interacted with that particular transmission. But interacting with it, it could potentially attune you to those experiences, to that phase of ascension, or to connection with different guides and realms, depending upon what the topic is in that particular transmission. So the same applies for right now. Anytime you're interacting with this information. So keep that in mind. Not so much as keep it in mind. Actually, let's not keep it in mind. Let's just have awareness of that. And if you're interested in receiving that, just be open and receptive to receiving those attunements. And then be curious as to how that unfolds for you after you interact with these transmissions. Okay, back to the weightlessness of ascension. This is a state of being that ultimately the result is we are very ungrounded. It can be very difficult to discern that we're ungrounded, though, because we're actually having to recalibrate to this new interaction between our physicality, our energy body, and gravity, and as it turns out, the placement of some of our chakras. So that's the information is coming in a little bit after I talk about the weightlessness of ascension. I'll get to that. That's the new information I just received within the last 24 hours. But this weightlessness of ascension, it is a state of needing to recalibrate to being grounded, to recalibrate your awareness of how it feels to be ungrounded, and it requires a sharpening of your discernment as well, because it can be very difficult to detect. You're adjusting because as your frequency is shifting, and as you're ascending, then a natural byproduct of that is that we as physical beings are interacting with physical forces differently because our frequency is changing. And so it is not for, one of the key points was, it is not for us to transition out of this physical form. We're meant to hold these higher frequencies in this physical form, and at the same time understand that we are moving to lower states of density and being able to hold that in the physical form as well. So there's the background. Again, for more details, check out the full blog post. And we'll go over those details again in the live on Tuesday, June the 17th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll put the link for the YouTube live in the description box as well. But the new information I wanted to share with you, and I'm going to do some reading. So I'm going to hold it up here so you don't have to look at the top of my head so much. I noticed yesterday that when I am, one of the things that, if you listen to any of my meditations, if you participated in any of the meditations, if you worked with me anyway, you know that I always ground into the Earth Star Chakra. So I've been doing that more frequently as I'm learning how to recalibrate to this new frequency state myself with the Weightlessness of Ascension, working with zero gravity. So in reaching down energetically to my Earth Star Chakra, the place where I would normally find it, it was not there. So I had to go further and further and further and further and further and further till finally I reached it. And now this is going to vary for you as you're moving through this process. For me, since I've been doing this for quite a while, and I realize now that I've probably been going through this process for the last year. But for me now, my Earth Star Chakra is very, very deep below the Earth's surface. Okay, so I asked my guides, and Merlin and a new guide came through from Orion, and they offered this information to explain to me and to confirm that yes, my Earth Star Chakra was so much farther of depth into Mother Earth than previously. So this is the information they shared. As you've noticed, the physicality is shifting to embrace the lower density of ascension frequency. As this occurs, your energetic field thins as well, not in a weakening, but an expansion of your field as its adhesion to the third density lessens and dissolves. This, yes, is related to the ungroundedness described previously. In fact, it is a direct cause of it. The difficulty in grounding is due to this stretching and expansion of the energetic field. The in-body chakras are not affected by this, but the out-of-body chakras are. You will notice the Earth Star Chakra is no longer a mere foot below the surface, but at a greater depth. And as I mentioned, it will vary. For me, it's way deeper. And as you go through this process, I believe that that's going to be the case for many of you, is that and you may already be experiencing this. If you're having difficulty grounding, that could be part of the issue. And they said this will vary dependent upon the magnitude of the stretching of your energetic field. The stretching of your field will feel disorienting in the early stages. The dizziness and sense of floating and difficulty finding balance within your physical and energetic bodies will be prevalent and noticeable. You may feel as if your body is swinging back and forth pendulum-like between being very grounded and then very quickly finding yourself in a state of elevation, of lightness, of deep presence within higher dimensions. Next page. As your energetic field continues to undergo this process, you will also notice your Soul Star Chakra and Galactic Gateway Chakra increase in distance from your physicality. Some have already undergone this process and attributed it to multiple chakras above the head coming online. However, it is a more accurate representation to attribute this to the expansion of your field. Naturally, the chakras within your field will shift and expand accordingly. Okay, and then this took an interesting turn because the guide from Orion um, stepped forward to speak on her own. And like I said, this took a different turn, but I want to share this with you. It was very unexpected. I mean, most of this is very unexpected, to be honest. So, okay, and so she says, the disclosure sought by many within your collective is within. It has been stated so many times through many channels and sources. This expansion of your field, directed by the coherence of alignment, integration, and allowance of the higher frequency states to permeate your experience, is the path to that which you seek. It is the energy of seeking, however, which lays bricks and walls, blocking your travel upon it. We are already present around and among you. You see and hear us when you allow your consciousness to move beyond your physical vessel. With the expansion discussed here, you are learning how to expand your consciousness further into your field while maintaining presence in the physical. It is this process which brings disclosure. The human belief that your eyes have shown you all that all that exists within the physical reality is being deconstructed. You are aware of this now. You understand the vastness of experiences which exist beyond your physical eyes. This stretching of your energetic field is opening more than just your energetic experience. It is opening that of the physical as well. And then this morning, she popped in again with a little bit more information. As your energy body stretches to accommodate the thinning density you're inhabiting, be aware of how it is stretching out into the collective field of consciousness. You will bump into other energies more readily and frequently. You will feel them more intensely and clearly. Continue to sharpen your discernment, recalibrating it alongside this shift in your relationship with gravity. Okay, so I found that to be super interesting, and I hope that you guys find it helpful. I'm going to include those new channeled messages in a new blog post, which I will have up within the next 24 hours. If it's up and available when I post this video, then I'll include the link in the description box as well. If you have not read the original blog post about the weightlessness of ascension, I would encourage you to check that out. It's not terribly long, but I think it's really informative. And again, these transmissions hold the frequencies that help to attune you to these experiences of ascension, which are part of the ascension process. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, save them for the live on Tuesday. Be sure to join. I'll be sharing information, again, techniques and tools that I've used, and we'll be taking questions as well. So make sure you tune in for that. Otherwise, if you feel more comfortable sending me an email, my email is in the description box. If you would like to work with me, I assist individuals through their ascension process by having one-on-one sessions. So the link to my website is below. Please reach out to me to schedule a session if you would like to explore that as well. In the meantime, thank you so much for being here. Sorry about my morning voice. I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Sending you all so much love. Thank you.